Athletes have trainers, students have teachers, but who do we have to guide us through our personal and professional lives? That's when we might want to hire a life coach. Hello, and welcome to Living Well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Joining me now is Kathie Iannuzzi. She's a certified high-performance personal and professional life coach. Kathie, thank you so much for joining me. So glad you're here.
Oh, thank you, Robin. It's great to be here.
The name of your company is From Within Personal and Professional Life Coaching. And some people, when they hear that, might be like, what exactly is that? So tell us what it is.
So your coach is your strategist, right? It's someone that you can be, that customizes a program to set you up for success. So it's not a one size fits all. It's taking your aspirations and then aligning your choices up. And then it's your advocate, right? Your cheerleader, someone that's helping you build that momentum, helping you recognize your growth. And then, like we all need, is your accountability partner, helping us keep our commitments to ourselves.
You are certified in this. Tell us about your certifications, what you go through to be trained in this, and how you are actually helping people.
Well, the certifications have, they've been life-changing for me, right? Because as you go through these certifications, you're being coached yourself, right? And it's different from just having a conversation with someone. A coach is trained really to help you find the answers from within, helps you open up your mind, right? Helps you be honest with yourself, helps you build your courage, right? And put that action plan in place. So just like you said at the top, a coach training an athlete to just bring out their assets, help them be their best self. And that's what a certification program does. It helps a coach understands the nuances of how to do that.
You have quite a few certifications. You're very skilled in this. Talk to us about some of the issues that your clients might have.
Well, sometimes when we think about, well, we don't know how, right? And then we stop and it's like, okay, I can't, right? So just because you don't know how doesn't mean you can't, right? So it's helping someone figure out what that plan is and how to move from point A to point B to point C, having that vision. And it's also sometimes people get so their energy level gets so low, right, that they're drained and they feel lost, they feel stuck. And a coach helps them empower themselves, helps them take accountability and realize the choices that they do have.
Do you help people both in their professional lives, personal lives equally, or is it more one or the other?
Well, oftentimes when someone comes for help with their career, it ends up blending into the rest of their other aspects of their life, because it's really about being your best self. It's about who you're bringing, whether it is your personal life or your personal or professional life. So even though someone may come to help with positive habits or come for career advancement, it ends up being the full spectrum of life.
And you say being versus doing. What does that mean?
Yeah, yeah. So I believe, we all get caught up in our to-do list, right? We all have this never-ending to-do list. And it can be consuming, right? Really, I believe if we focus more on our to-be list, right? Who do we want to be? Who do we want to present, right? That's the energetic presence is, that connectivity between who we're showing up as, how we're being perceived, and the impact it has, right? So we focus on who we want to be, the doing comes from that.
What do you actually mean when you say high performance? What does that mean?
Well, high performance is well-being, consistent well-being over a long period of time, right? And high performers were researched, and that's how this program was developed. And what was so interesting about the high performers that were researched was the common denominator was not where they lived or their IQ or their EQ. It was the practices they had in place that set them up for success.
That is so true. And I always say, you are what you do every day. You are what your
Mhm.
habits are, basically. And
That's
so,
right.
what you're trying to do is help people develop different habits and try to find their way towards what their goal is. And you had quite a few wonderful comments on your website about people that you've helped. So, tell us, give us an example of a typical situation with someone and how you actually work with them.
Right. Well, it really comes down to what you believe, right? Is the simple belief of I am capable, right? And when people feel belief in within them that they're capable, not that it's going to be easy, right? Not that it's a light switch. You got to do the work. But when they believe in their own capability, and a coach helps them recognize that. And it really starts with, I think what the life changer is curiosity, allowing yourself to be curious about what you're really feeling, what you're really attracted to, what you really want, where your talents really lie, and then having the courage to go after it.
Do you find that's the biggest problem with most people? They're sort of afraid of either failing, and some people are afraid of achieving as well,
Right.
because once they get there, they're sort of like, what do I do now?
That's right. And so that's an interesting aspect, because doubt or fear, that's an emotion that has really good intention, right? It's popping up for a reason. Like, and it's really heads up, right? Heads up. There's look both ways, right? Heads up. Let's dot our I's, cross our T's. Do you know everything you need to know? It's not a signal to stop. It's not a signal to move backwards and just get paralyzed, right? So when people, and when I'm talking with people and this fear is coming up and it's obvious, talking through what is the fear telling you? What's the purpose of the fear? Don't let it shut you down, right? Let's action it and appreciate that emotion, right? Of heads up.
So do you find people looking for an advancement at work, or possibly a better relationship with their significant other, or just, wanting to get in better shape? What are some of the issues that pop up?
Well, they're all of those, right? It comes down to wanting to be their best self, wanting to create the life they want to live and love. And we have the answers from within, and that's where the name of the company comes from. Yeah, we have it within us. If we allow ourselves to express, and to really think about and believe where we want to. So it could be want to be the best manager, right? One woman, her first line to me was, "I want to be the leader I want to be led by." And so it was about how can I be the best leader, right? Some people want to be healthy throughout their life and create a healthy lifestyle. So yeah, it is all aspects of it. But most, the pillars of high performance, it starts with clarity, right? What is it and why, right? And then the pillars are productivity, courage, influence, necessities that drive, which is so important. And then energy, right? Do you have the energy emotionally, mentally, and physically to achieve what you want to achieve?
Walk us through what happens when a client first comes to you. How do you go about getting started?
Sure. So we have a breakthrough call where we really just talk about what their aspirations are, where they are now, and we work through practices that would help them. And then that's a complimentary coaching call, just a discovery call to find out if we're the right fit, right? Because that's what's important when you're looking for a coach, that it is someone that you connect with, right? That's someone you trust, someone that you feel comfortable opening up to. Because the difference between having a coach and a friend conversation is, this someone is objective, non-judgmental, is very candid with you, and you're opening up with your true real feelings. And so it's important you have that chemistry, you have that connection. So that's how we start. Is this the right fit? And then when we actually start our work together, the first part again is the clarity, is what is it that you're trying to achieve? And then we put that roadmap together and put practices in place, because again, it comes down to the practices that are actually going to set up your success and the consistency of those practices.
You call it a conscious choice, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And so it's a 12-week program, and you can either work every week or every other week, and you do most of your calls, I guess, virtually now. That's the world we live in. And they're 1-hour meetings. Is that how that works?
That's right. That's right. And like any habit, the more consistent you are, so the same time each week, and then we have action steps that we agree upon. We have worksheets to help dive deeper into the topics in between each of the sessions. And the sessions are customized for the client, and they take the lead. It's about where they are in life, their pace. The coach is there to help guide them through weaving in the pillars of high performance.
You know, I should have said actually in the open that you and I worked together many, many years ago
That's right.
at the local TV station in Atlantic City. And you had a big career with QVC and you did so many different things. What led you to doing this, Kathie? I mean, you always were a fun, nice, sweet person. But what led you to actually want to do this personal coaching?
So a lot of my, thank you for saying all that. In a lot of my experience, specifically at QVC, was coaching the entrepreneurs and the on-air sales talent, the host, live it live, right? It was live 24/7, right? So I learned the value of truly being present and feeling good about yourself when you're standing there, feeling good about your product, right? And really with clarity, understanding and making that connection. And I call it the it factor, allowing your true self to be there live with presence,
Yeah,
right? And I
you better
found,
get it right.
it's
It's
like,
live.
wow, it's live, right? And
Yeah.
so, and I found like the most successful people were the people that could truly be themselves with confidence and presence. And they're the people that rose to the top. So, and I'm like, wow, if
Sure.
people could just do this in real life, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be
Yeah. And they
great.
weren't just the anchors. You were actually coaching people who maybe invented a product and never were on
That's right.
television before. So they're kind of scared. This is a big deal for them.
Absolutely. And to be able to genuinely talk about their product and talk about, yeah, yeah. And so it took that confidence of who they were, what their product was, proud of it, and to be able to communicate it in a confident way, a humble way, with presence.
That is a huge task. And I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell about that. And that's for another podcast. But so you took that and you, I'm assuming you enjoy doing that. And then
Yeah,
you said to yourself, I want to take this to another level. And that's where you decided to become a coach, huh?
that's right. That's right. And really helping people bring it, the it factor, it out with these high performance practices.
And just to play devil's advocate, what do you say to people that say, oh, come on, a life coach, really? What is that? I mean, there are those skeptical people out there that just feel like you can figure it out on your own. What do you say?
Well, you know what? So often, and again, exactly what you said. It's not about I have a problem necessarily. It's that I want to live my best, right? And it's okay to be grateful and happy and content, comfortable. Everything's fine. How often do we say it's fine? It's fine. But it's that living fully, living wholly, living purposefully. That takes that next level, right? And sometimes we're so close and we're so in our heads that we need that objective ear to actually play some things back to us, to give us that objective observation of what's actually happening, to really challenge yourself to go to that next level and live fully, not just okay.
You must hear this a lot. You must have people sort of a light bulb comes on for them, like an aha moment. That has to be so gratifying to you.
That's right. It truly is. And when you hear, when somebody is saying something to you, right, and they're very excited and they're proud of themselves and they're saying it, and then you can play it back for them. Sometimes they don't even realize how their energy level has gone up, what they're actually saying. And when you can play it back to them, so if I'm understanding, I hear you're saying, and they're like, I guess I am. Yeah, I am, and so it goes from I want to someday to I am, and with real conviction. And that's such a blessing when someone can confidently say, I am. It's not I want to,
Absolutely.
maybe, can, right? It's
Hmm.
it's I am.
There's no day in the week called someday.
That's
And you
right.
don't want to look back on your life and think, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I try to do that? I always wanted to do that. And that takes a big leap for a lot of people. And it can be a little difficult. So sometimes we do need some guidance to be
That's
able to
right.
get there and as you said, live our best lives.
Yeah, I was just doing a group session today with a team, and they were talking about all these different goals, right? And there's like just so many goals in and what we actually had this aha, to use your term, is Well, really, isn't the big goal really your legacy, like your life goal, like your what is it that we and when it's all said and done,
Yeah.
what is it that we want to be able to say about how we lived our lives, right? And what the aha is, we're answering those questions now. We're creating that now. And so all of these choices that we make every day and sometimes on autopilot, they should all be lining up to that, right? That life aspiration. And that's that alignment, right? That's why you want to think about your to be list, because that to be list is what's aligning with that life aspiration, if that's making sense to you.
It does make sense. I love that. I love the way you put that, because we do have these long to-do lists and we are all so busy, busy, busy running around, checking things off the list and then adding more to the list and doing that again. I mean, people do have, you have to go to work, you have kids, you have real life situations that you have to take care of. But sometimes you'll have something in the back of your head that's sort of always there that
That's right.
you've wanted to do or wanted to try and just never really made that leap. And that's where I see how a professional or personal life coach can help you make that connection and help you finally say, this is what I want to do. And I'm finally going to do it.
That's right. So I love that word you just used as far as connection. So sometimes people know what it is, right? But they're not quite connecting with why it's important. And then it's the how, right? So it's the what and the why. And then the how is what you can figure out.
And that's what you do when you work with people.
That's right.
You start them on that journey. And by the end of the 12 weeks, you've actually made such a difference in their lives. It has to be feel so good to you.
Oh, it is so rewarding. I appreciate it so much that I'm able to walk along on the journey as people really just go for it.
Oh, that's great. So where can people reach you if they want to have a discovery call, learn more about what you do as a professional life coach?
I think the best way is to go to my website, which is fromwithin.love. So yeah, so it's just
I love that.
FROMWITHIN.LOVE.
I love that. That is just wonderful, Kathie. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's really been interesting. And I think it really clarifies a lot for people when they're kind of thinking about, what am I doing in my life and where am I going? Who do I turn to? Well, here's your answer. A high performance life coach like you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
That's my pleasure. And thank you for being with me for Living Well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated on my most recent episode. Thanks once again to Kathie Iannuzzi. She's a certified professional and personal life coach. And if you would like to reach her, I will put everything in the show notes so you can get in touch with her very easily. Until we see you next time, please stay safe and keep living well.